Brayden Manley said, "What?" Today we discuss Brayden Manley and everything that he said in a podcast coming up, and also what he had to say about the Colorado Buffaloes and their quarterback, JuJu Lewis. What's going on, y'all, man? Welcome back to the show. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and hype up the video. Got a lot to discuss today here on the channel, man. But obviously, before we get into that, appreciate you guys running up the last video on Brent Key and all my Georgia Tech fan base, man. Y'all did good on the Miami video and obviously the Bulldogs video and the Tennessee. So shout out to y'all. Keep liking up and please keep engaging with me. But today, we're going to talk specifically about what Brayden Manley had to say. Was it a good thing? Was it a bad thing? Is it being overblown is the biggest question that we have right here, okay? So let's pull up the clip of what he had to essentially say. And I want to get you guys' thoughts. You guys let me know, Nas, this is a little bit overblown. Let's discuss it just a little bit. Here's what he said.
Colorado.
Yeah.
They got Julian Lewis at quarterback. As a kid.
I need 4.
I need all right. 4 shit. We rocking. I could go get the 13.
First game.
I'm going for really, I'm going for 2. And one of them, I got to get the ball out. One of them, I got to get the ball out. That's what open eyes you get that ball out. So
yeah,
I be probably punching. I'll be trying to punch and get it.
So there you have what Brayden Manley had to say. And I don't think it was anything disrespectful. I think he just kept it real. When he said as a kid, I think he's simply just referring to his age, right? He's 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? He's a player that's finally getting those starter, you know what I'm saying, full-time starter reps. You know what I'm saying? Last week came in, he did start a few games for them, but it wasn't full-time starter for Colorado. Now he's a guy that is a full-time starter for them in the guy. And the reason I think he's just said, as a kid is because, he's going up against men that are 21, 22, 23, 24. And it's not nothing new for JuJu Lewis. He's done this before in his career in terms of being a true freshman, 14 years old, and playing with 17, 18-year-olds when it comes to high school varsity. Of course, college is a different thing in its entirety, but I think he just said, he's young. Obviously, there's maturing you have to do, this growth, being a full-time starter. It's going to take some time. So I think for him, Brayden Manley just simply said, hey, this is a guy. We know we can play. We know what he can do. But come on, man. Let's be real here. He's young, right? He's going up against us. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take him some time, right? Now, it's not the worst thing in the world, but, fans, Colorado fans, JuJu can potentially see this, and it can create, I don't want to say animosity, but it can create motivation. It could be like, hey, you know what? Brayden Manley, you had this to say about Colorado and our quarterback. You see this as a little kid, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we're going to show you when we play you guys on Thursday, September 3rd, right? When we lace it up, right? So that can work in your favor or not, right? It's early smack talk. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I think it just adds anticipation. I don't think he disrespected Lewis. I don't think he said, oh, well, Lewis can't play. Lewis is trash. Lewis throws a lot of interceptions. I just think he was, being honest with the reality of he's a young player, right? And there's going to be growing pains. Both of the quarterbacks they face in the first 2 games of the season are young, right? Julian Lewis, and it's probably going to be Faison Brandon. Both are very young players. So I would say don't take it out of context, but it could also be used as a motivation mechanism for Colorado as they try to come in there and really shock the world, I would say, because most people is not going to probably give them a chance outside of Boulder to come in there and win on the road against Georgia Tech this upcoming season, man. But I will say JuJu is primed for the spotlight. He is primed for big games, man. And usually when that happens, he plays well. You can go back to the state championship game going up against Mill Creek. Dude went off for like 400-plus yards, 5+ touchdowns. And they went toe and toe back and forth. Wasn't his fault they lost. Just their defense couldn't get stops in that game. So he's no stranger to being on the big stage, you know what I'm saying, being in hostile environments and performing at a high level. So I don't have an issue with what Brayden Manley said personally, but I know it can be swayed and used out of context for sure, right? So It's all in good fun, good banter, in my humble opinion. Probably much to do about nothing, but there will be comments, I'm sure, that circle around when this game comes and it's pregame and it's right before the week 4. This comment is going to probably circle around, in my humble opinion. It's probably going to circle around. There's probably going to be some things that are said, humbly about this. But when we look at JuJu in the career so far, right, this is what he's been able to do, right? 589 yards, 4 touchdowns so far in his career in college, right? 55.3% completion percentage. That should improve this year. Definitely will have some better weapons at his disposal, in my opinion, with Danny Scudero and obviously Cam Perry and them boys. So he should be able to have a big time season this upcoming year, for Colorado. But Georgia Tech has to be careful with this kind of things. And I will be honest with you, a lot of people are going to probably come for Brayden Manley and say, "What have you done, brother? What have you done to be able to say a comment like this?" Right? And I will say, for Brayden Manley's sake, he did improve last season as the season wore on, right? And when I say improved, he got better, right? So, you look at the early part of the season, didn't really do too much, right? But got better. He recorded a sack in each of his last 2 games of the year, was able to finally get going. 3 tackles, 2 tackles, 2 tackles. It's not the most gaudy stats when it comes to, what I'm saying, Brayden Manley, but he is going to be one of their top players next season. So, when you say, "Oh, well, he's a nobody," nah, Brayden Manley's not a nobody, right? He's a guy that they're going to look at as a key player for them this upcoming year, and it's a big year coming up. So, for him, I think he was saying in that game he want to have, I think, two big plays, probably 2 sacks, forced fumble, and all that good stuff. They're going to need Brayden Manley to just take that next step forward if Georgia State's going to be any good on the defensive line. Now, they got Noah Carter and Jordan Walker and Christian Garrett and Christian Speakman and Toffee Thomas. His defense is going to be a lot better. But you know how it is, man. When they say you start chirping, you're talking a little bit, you better come perform and you better play at a high level, right? So he did add a little bit of pressure to himself when it comes to that. Outside of that, I don't really have a problem with what he said about JuJu Lewis. I think it was all good banter, good fun. And he was just having a podcast probably with some people he know. And he gave the real, right? He is a kid. He is young. He is 19 years old. But he doesn't play like a kid. I will tell you that right now. JuJu will slice and dice you, and he will go to work if you don't try to get him on the ground, pressure him. He can absolutely go off. So got to be careful with that. It could be used as motivation. It could be poking the bear. You know what I'm saying, to say the least, man. But some odds are going to be on Brayden Manley to take a step forward this year for Georgia Tech and to become one of those guys, especially on the defensive line. They need it. Last year, they weren't very good against the run. I think number 88, number 71 in third down conversion defense. And I think they were one of the least sacked teams, one of the teams that didn't get the most amount of sacks, maybe like around 21, 22, 23, which I think didn't rank in the top tier either. So it's going to be very intriguing because this team started 8-0. They were pretty good last year, but the defense kind of faltered off a little bit. And part of it was they couldn't stop nobody in the run and they couldn't generate enough pressure. So it's going to be very intriguing to see what happens next in this. And if this goes and circles the airwaves after what Brayden Manley had to say about JuJu Lewis. But to me, it's much ado about nothing. But I will say you have to be careful about poking the bear. All right. So that's my thoughts. That's my reaction, man. It's very interesting to see. Obviously, I'm sure JuJu's going to be able to see that. I'm sure Brayden Manley was having some good fun, but got to be careful. Got to be careful. But you guys know what to do, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hype up the video, share with a friend, and please let me know some more content you guys want to see on the channel. And obviously, until next time, you know what I'm saying, make sure you, you know what I'm saying, share the video, and we'll see you guys here soon. And remember, as always, peace and love.